Okay, let me in fact also quickly rope in Major General Shashi Asthana. Major General Shashi Asthana, the houses, of course, of the terrorists brought to the ground, various houses demolished in Kupwara district, other districts, of course, also, of course, in Bandipura, amongst other places. What is the message being sent out? We don't often see this happening in Jammu and Kashmir. Do you believe it is a step in the right direction? It sends out the right kind of message, not just, of course, to the world, to those across the border who are watching, but also locals as well. Also, Major General Asthana, as far as, of course, now these meetings are concerned that are taking place on a Sunday, the CDS at the Defence Minister's residence, the DG Border Security Force arriving at MHA, North Block, what are we to read between the lines?
Firstly, regarding your first question, what we are doing seems to be as part of the overall strategy. A lot has been spoken about what is being done outside, whether it is in terms of the diplomatic domain or all other domains. What is being done inside is certainly necessary and in the right direction. The terrorists cannot survive without OGWs, sleeper cells, and their support of the logistic local people. And these collaborators need to be given a message that you will be treated almost in the same way as the terrorists are to be treated, because their crime is no less than the terrorists. So this message of these houses burning and things like that, I think it is very much in place. Also, it also is a dent on the confidence of the others that when we get inside next time, will we get that kind of support? More important than that is the message which the Kashmir itself is giving. So many protests. I am very sure that after this attack, which happens to be an attack on their livelihood and on their prosperity, entire Kashmir has resented. And thereafter, the narrative of Pakistan to say that we are standing with the Kashmiris, I think that takes a big hit because Kashmiris have given a message, most of them. But then there are few black sheeps, and those black sheeps need to be identified and eliminated, and that is what is being done. As far as the meetings are concerned, I will keep my comments reserved because there is no point speculating on normal processes of planning and preparation. I take it, all these meetings as processes of planning and preparation. Now, what are we preparing for? Now, that is the major thing which I would like to highlight. What should be the strategy and what is the strategy? See, as was mentioned earlier also, I will not repeat anything what has been spoken so far. The terrorists are minor operators. The actual target and the center of gravity of our operation should be the sponsors of the terrorism, and that is Pakistan military headed by their leadership. Now, how do you handle that military and leadership? So obviously, a multi-pronged approach. Military leadership is surviving on a fact that there is no alternative to power in Pakistan. We have to drive a wedge between Pakistan military and people. We have to convince the people of Pakistan that this military is a liability and their radicalization is spoiling your life, your water, your food, your economy, your day-to-day necessities, and your peace as well. Now, to get this message through, certain harsh messages are required. Now, water was one such message. We never did it earlier. But now I think the time has come because Pakistani army's relevance, and they have plowed a narrative for their relevance, is that, okay, India is a threat, and because India is a threat, only I can protect you, and therefore all levers of power should be with me. So now these levers of power should move. People must resent this nonsense which they are doing and which their chief is speaking. So that's one part of it. Secondly, now you look at the overall context. Their western borders are strained because of TTP action and BLA action. There is a need to hike up the eastern border. Those western borders should remain active so that they can't pull back forces from there. And we should activate, now they have done the mistake, they have abrogated or suspended the Shimla agreement. So LC is free for all, and they have also done another mistake of LC violation. Now we should start firing and the activities of the so-called preparations for operations, and they are also doing those preparations for operations activity, that must engage them sufficient amount of forces so that they are thin everywhere, and it is easier for people who are targeting them to target Pakistan military because they will be strong nowhere. Secondly, when they fly their jets and when they send their attacks to the concentration areas, etc., it requires a hell of a lot of money. This is a country which has $9 billion, which can sustain 2 months of oil. So therefore, if we can make them react in a manner that they keep running around and that 2 months becomes 1 month and they run into a crisis of no oil in the markets, people will feel the pinch. So it has to be an economic war, it has to be an information war. Information war also, the entire media, the media campaign should be to tell the people of Pakistan that this is a military which is creating some kind of chaos, which is trying to tell you a narrative that of the problem of in Kashmir, whereas Kashmir is prospering. And on that false propaganda, they are spoiling all your happiness and diverting all your funds because the defense budget is still expanding, whereas their income is going down. So this is the narrative which needs to be played up. Similarly, even for the politicians, the narrative has to be played up. You guys are blindly, nobody is resenting Pakistan army. So it's the time that they must resent that. Similarly, when Munir says Indian Hindus and Muslims can't stay together or they can't be together, obviously, firstly, this is applicable to Pakistan. And he says Hindus and Muslims are two nations.
Yes.
Our narrative has to tell them that we have more Muslims in India than entire Pakistan population.
Okay.
And are living happily together. So both these theories which he is trying to say are actually...
Do you also believe, Major Katoch, is going to be a multi-pronged response